In today's video, we're going to be going over the three main styles of campaign emails that every e-commerce brand should know how to use, when to use, and they should also know the common mistakes to avoid when sending out these emails. So if you're an e-commerce brand and you're sending campaigns or you're looking to send a campaign emails, this video is for you. So the three main styles of campaign emails, what are they? And and how do you determine which ones you should use? So there's three main styles that are most commonly used when sending out campaign emails. You have the heavy design style emails, and we'll show examples of each of these, by the way. You have plain text emails and you have hybrid emails. So some agencies are going to tell you what email is going to work better for your brand, but a lot of the times it's just an opinion unless there's data backing up why they think that. If that's just like, oh, I just think it'll work better, then maybe that's just an opinion. So a lot of the times every brand's list is different and some lists prefer one style over the other. And so if you're a brand who hasn't tested these certain styles, there's really no way to know unless you've tested them. And so also some brands can use each style email differently. For example, we have a client whose list reacts really well when we send plain text direct response style emails when we're selling a product, but prefers graphic based design emails when we're not selling. So when we're educating them on, the product is around, knee health and bone on bone damage to your knees. And so when we're doing more of an education style email, the graphics actually help provide context to what we're talking about. And that's why we've seen them work better. But that's not an opinion we have. We've tested and we have results in campaigns showing that that is backed up by the data. So another client of ours, their list won't ever read a plain text email for the life of them unless there's a discount. There's a bit of a typo there. We'll fix that later. Unless there's a discount involved. And it's just this brand is centered around impulse buying. It's a super young demographic. Every time we send a plain text email, it gets low engagement and they just don't they prefer highly graphic visual images of products and lifestyle things like that. And so we only know this after months of testing different styles and different content angles with their campaigns and with their list. And so that's what I mean when you shouldn't just have an opinion about this. You should have some sort of testing data to back this up. And so, of course, we have a good meme here. If you could test all the things, that would be great. You have to test or else you don't know and you're just guessing and you can't guess forever. There's going to be a certain point where you run out of things to send. You're like, how do I get better? Well, have you tested this? Well, no, I just don't think it'll work. Well, how do you know? You have to test it. There's obviously some things that won't work for sure. Like, uh, I don't want to give an example, but you should be testing everything that you possibly can in your emails. So, number one, heavy design style emails. These are the emails that everyone has seen before. We'll show examples first. So, these are some great examples of heavy design style emails. We have surreal here. Um, that's not very clear, but the bananas are back. Shop now. We have very awesome hero sections in both of these emails, really. Magic Spoon's another great visually pleasing brand. You see these bright colors, they really grab your attention. You have a good product image here with some bananas in the background. It's all about banana high protein cereal, and you get some, they look like Cheerios, but obviously they're not Cheerios. It's just a kind of cereal it looks like, and you just have like this very visually appealing email. And same here with Magic Spoon. A bunch of different products here. I also really like the two buttons side by side. Mixing that up versus just having one button, not a bad idea. I actually really like it. And so you have another brand here. It's super visual, showing the product, showing four different types of products with a little bit of text. Actually a big block of text. I'm not sure how many people read that, but this is a very visually pleasing email. So that's what I mean when we're talking about heavy design style. So this style is rich in graphics, colors, and relies on high quality images and creatives and a design layout that really is meant to catch the eye. It often includes high quality images of products, branded elements, and it's meticulously designed to be visually appealing. And so that doesn't always work for every brand. So when should you use these? This style is really best for showcasing products, announcing new collections, or any campaign where Visual impact is key to driving interest and engagement within the product or the campaign content angle. And it works particularly well with lifestyle and luxury brands where image and presentation are super important to the brand experience and to getting the idea across of like what kind of brand you are. The benefits of sending these. Well, it's engaging for viewers through it's engaging it engages viewers through beautiful creatives, and user experience is the primary strength here. So, heavy design style emails allow you to elevate your brand's voice and capture attention through really just striking visuals. So, the intentional art direction and the layout of the guides, and the layout guides the reader's eye towards the key message, where you want them to look, and really brings them down to the call to action. Overall, it's just a way to, you know, be a little artistic, a little creative, and boost the affinity and desire of the brand. The caveat here: most brands struggle with deliverability issues when they're sending heavy design style emails since they require big images. And so the trick here is you need to be compressing your images using something like imagecompressor.com or tinypng.com. Don't use more than 12 links in these emails. That'll also make your email really heavy and you'll probably hit spam or promotions. And you need to slice your emails into smaller images, less than 1100 pixels in height. Really, you probably should shoot for less than 800. And you need to ensure that the emails are not too large for the provider requirements. So I think it's typically 100 megabytes, or we really try to shoot for under 80 megabytes, millibytes, whatever the metric is. You'll see it in Klaviyo in the top right corner when you preview an email. And so those are the biggest caveats, and those are the things you want to avoid. So make sure you're using less links, you're mixing some HTML text in there as well. That's super important. And please compress your images, or else your email's not going to load very fast, and you're going to have some problems with deliverability. And so we have the examples here. The next thing here is plain text style emails. So some examples of this, just so you guys know what they look like. They look like a typical email like you'd receive from someone who works with you, or you receive from your mom or your dad if they still send you emails. It's kind of like a thing that doesn't happen too often, but they're very personal. So this style takes away the visual and design elements in the email and focuses solely on compelling direct response style copy, or some informative style copy. If you're just saying that, hey, thanks for your purchase, we appreciate you. Here's some info on when your order is going to be there. That's also a good way to use these. So the point of these emails is that they feel very personal, more personal, and some audiences are way more receptive to these types of emails. If you've never tested these extensively, I highly recommend you do so, because we've seen some clients have really good results with plain text emails. And don't feel like, you can't overuse these, especially if they're converting well. Just keep sending them, keep testing, keep doing what works. Don't do something that works and then stop because you don't think it'll continue to work. Like, use it while it continues to work, and then stop when it doesn't. So the need to feel super conversational, or they need to feel super conversational. A couple typos in here. They need to feel super conversational. So write like you talk and not like you think you should sound. That's a big thing. Talk like you're writing to one person. Sit down, write the email to your mom, to your friend, to the person. That act like you're talking to someone to the left of you at the bar. I know I don't look like I'm old enough to go to a bar. I am, but talk like you're a real person. It sounds super conversational. A good app to use here is called Hemingway. That will grade what reading level your email is written at, and it'll also tell you what sentences to shrink, where it sounds super overly complex. And overall, a really good app to use. It's free. Overall, really good to use for your email copy. When should you use plain text emails? The direct response style works well for sales, promotions, newsletters, founder messages, limited time offers, and last minute reminders. And if tested, can work really well for every campaign that you send. There's some brands, like for example, Carnivore Snacks, where I want to say like 90%, 95% of their emails are plain text. Pup Labs, these are two of the brands that I show examples below. They almost always send plain text, and it works really well for them. They generate millions of dollars a month, millions of dollars a year through email. And so the I don't know if they do a million a month in emails, but like millions of dollars a year through email because they're big brands. And if tested, it can work really well. So the informal, personal tone really boosts the authority and engagement that you have with your audience, especially if they're the right type of audience. If they're a brand you need to be super visually appealing, your product's hard to understand unless you've seen it, then odds are plain text might not be the best thing for you. What are the benefits of sending plain text emails? Like I said, it forces you to communicate your value proposition clearly through clear and concise copy alone. So you can't rely on images here, and it's also better for deliverability. Like I said, the style boost open rates by avoiding the spam filters and feeling less promotional than a heavy design email. The caveat here, most brands can't actually write copy enough or good enough copy for these emails to sell. So you need to be able to write copy that is engaging, that sounds conversational, that isn't too complex, but still feeds into what you're selling if you still want to make sales. And so this style works well, but you can't just assume that plain text don't work if you send it once. So you have to get better at the copy. And so if you don't have a copywriter or a team of copywriters and you don't have your messaging for your brand down really tight, then it's going to be hard to get these to convert. These emails do in fact work though, and they work really well when written properly. They can even be used in your automated flows. For example, mixing in them plain text emails in your abandonment flows, your welcome flow, or especially your post purchase flow. Super, super valuable and can sometimes outperform heavier design style emails that show the product. So definitely keep that in mind and definitely something you want to test. Here are some examples. We'll kind of zoom in here so we can see them again. This is from Carnivore Snacks. World Carnivore Month is over. We're planning something special here. Carnivore Snacks HQ. The candles are lit, the table is set, and dehydrators are humming. And it just goes into this very conversational tone about celebrating Carnivore Day and things like that. And so it's got very interesting copy. The streets of Meatville have been buzzing with excitement because we all heard that you had a successful month of carnivory. And so really fun, engaging email. This one's from Pup Labs. Hey, it's Dr. Randy from Pup Labs. If you've if you've ever glanced at your pup before on a road trip and thought, I wish you could come too, then you're barking up the right tree. And it goes into this fun way on how you can bring your dog with you on your journeys, from packing for paws, pit stops, dog friendly destinations, those kind of things. And so this is an email that if you're a dog owner, it's going to get you to want to read because it's something interesting to you and it's written super conversational. And I have no doubt that even without a button in this, people are going to the site to see where they can purchase. So I guess there's one link right here at the very top. But this is another great email. It's a little bit bigger, bolder, and maybe easier to read if you have an older audience, but still super plain text and conversational, but just a different way you could do it where it's not like necessarily it's almost a hybrid, but it's not. It's just a different way to use the plain text, doing some different fonts, different font sizes, headings, using a review in there, and using a bit of colorful, bold fonts for the discount code. So these are three great examples of plain text emails, and I highly recommend you read some more of Carnivore Snacks plain text emails. They're really good, and they're written by a really good copywriter. His name's Chris O. I don't want to butcher his last name, but he's got some great content out there. So wanted to give him his props. Um, the third style, and one that I see most underused, underutilized, and not done properly, is hybrid email styles. And so we'll show you these examples after because I want to talk about them first and then go a little bit deeper into when and why they work best. So a hybrid email combines the elements of the plain text email and designed HTML emails. Excuse me. These emails can start with plain text and then showcase a product halfway through. Maybe it shows benefits with an image and then wrap up the email with more plain text. There's several ways to do this, and there's really no wrong way to do this. So I'll show you examples in a second. When to use these. These can be used as a good middle ground when you need visuals and branding in your emails for things like product showcases or announcements, but you still want to leverage the direct response style copy of plain text emails for the core messaging. And also, if you still need a boost in deliverability, this is a good middle ground for design heavy versus plain text. If you want to have a little bit of both, this is a great way to do it. And so, what are the benefits of sending hybrid emails? Well, like I said, they provide the best of both worlds. You can customize the layout and the text to image ratio to find the right balance of what works for your brand's voice and your goals. If you're trying to get out of deliverability, you still don't want to use too many emails or images in your emails. So you want to make sure that you're using plain text or hybrid styles, and you don't want to go too heavy on the email design. So these emails are better for deliverability. They have than heavy design style emails, and you can just as and can be just as powerful as a regular plain text email. So the caveat here, most brands similar to plain text emails, they can't write copy good enough to keep a reader engaged when sending these types of emails. Your copy needs to be super compelling for someone to read an email that's plain text. People are consumers need to a lot of the times it depends on your brand. If you're a brand that can get away with plain text, they'll probably work better than your heavy designs. But if you're the opposite, plain text might just not hit for you as well as heavy designs. But the caveat is you need to be writing copy that's compelling enough to get someone to read the email, because as you see, there's still a lot of text here. And so this is from Ticket Tailor. This is a monthly mailer. It's written to just give an update about the brand, from Chinese New Year gatherings to Valentine's Day offerings and American Black History Month events, yada, yada, yada. Some good stuff. You have someone's face here, which is also another great way to make your emails more personable because it feels like it's coming from Johnny. He said, have a good one. It feels very personal. Sundays does a really great job of this as well. How can I change my dog's food? How much Sunday should I start or should I feed my dog? What should my dog's poop look like? That's a weird one, but the smelly truth. See, this is good engaging copy, and it's someone who is interested in their dog, cares about their dog. They're going to read this email, and it's from Dr. Tori Waxman, Sunday's co-founder and chief veterinary officer. And then they throw a little PS in here as well, which is always great to do. And they still have a little bit of design styles here. They have the image there. They have the pictures here, and they also have the footer. Did you know dogs have a sense of smell 10,000 to 100,000 times more powerful than humans? It's crazy. Bloomscape, and this is another great one where it's pretty much plain text, but then you throw in an image and you throw in a couple buttons of um, your collections, your blogs, your shop all plants, shop care. These are the kind of things that a hybrid email is good for, and it's a great middle ground for your e-commerce brand. So these are the three types of campaign emails: when to send them, when to use them, the benefits of them, and the mistakes to avoid so that you don't make these mistakes that we're seeing when we're auditing other brands' accounts. So keep this in mind, and happy sending. Like keep trying and testing new angles, new design styles, and don't get stuck sending the same emails over and over again, because that's how you create a dying list of people who are bored from receiving your emails. Test these out. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you need help coming up with how you can even do this for your brand. There's a link in the bio, or not the bio, there's a link in the description how you could work with us if it's something you're interested in. If you don't have the time, a lot of brands don't have the time or bandwidth to send out their own campaign emails. So they send one a month when you should, in reality, be sending 2 to 3, 4, 5 emails a week, campaign emails a week to your list. And so if you don't have the bandwidth and you need help getting that done, there's a link in the description to take you to our website where you can fill out a form and apply to work with us, as well as a couple free guides and trainings below. There should be one on campaigns, this exact guide. If you're actually interested, I'll show you. It is 100 pages on everything you need to know about campaigns, the current state of e-commerce, why campaigns are important, and a lot more information on campaigns. It took probably about 40 hours to get this done, and so a lot of value in here. Got a lot of good feedback from sending this out to people. And yeah, if that's something you're interested in, definitely check the links in the description here. It's a massive document, like I said. But let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you like this style of content. Drop a like, a comment, and make sure you subscribe for more weekly trainings in the future. Let me know below, and we'll be happy to make any videos or content about anything that you'd like to see. So take care.